Here's my preview of the Baylor versus Albany football game. The average weight on the offensive line for Albany is 298.6 pounds. Who's going to be a starter at quarterback? It's Reese Poffingbarger. That's 6'1", 208 pounds, sophomore. He had no passing attempts in his career, and he was at Old Dominion last year. Well, they got a transfer from Pitt and taught Sibley at running back. That's 5'9", 229 pounds. And 5 years at Pitt, he only had 69 rushing attempts, 321 yards with 1 touchdown. But 50 of those came in 2019, as well as 249 yards. Some other players that keep an eye on for sure are like Roy Alexander. That's 5'11", 175 pound wide receiver. That's a sophomore. He had 35 receptions for 545 yards with 3 touchdowns and 9 rushing attempts for 60 yards. Jackson Parker is the other guy. That's 6'2", 195 pound wide receiver, sophomore. He had 33 receptions last year, 463 yards with 1 touchdown. Of course, they did have another guy that's over 200 yards receiving, but those 2 guys, to me, you got to find a way to slow down. I know they're going to run the ball a lot, but you got to contain the pass too. Thomas Greeny is a 6'6", 254 pound tight end. That's a junior, 16 receptions for 206 yards. Excuse me. Okay, their leading tackle from last year is Jackson Ambush. That's 6 foot, 220 pound linebacker. That's a junior. 97 tackles. 50 of them are solo. 5 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery last year. The next closest guy is AJ Mistler. That's 6 foot, 208 pound linebacker. That's 6'1". 61 tackles. 27 of them are solo. 6 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble last year. The best defensive back coming back is Larry Walker Jr. 6 foot, 198 pound deep defensive back with 49 tackles, 30 of them solo, 1 interception, and 1 fumble recovery last year. And for all these stats here, I'll put in a description below in a link so y'all can click on it and then see what I'm saying here. And it gives you the numbers too. I put the numbers on there. Anthony Lang is the best defensive lineman on the team coming back. He's 6'2", 249 pounds. As a senior, 42 tackles, 20 of them, half of them are solo, 9 tackles for loss, and 1.5 sacks. The best safety is Samaj Brown. That's 6 foot, 199 pound safety. That's a sophomore. 40 tackles, 26 solo, 1 tackle for loss, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries last year. The second best defensive back is Isaac Duffy. That's 5'10", 196 pounds as a junior. 38 tackles, 25 of them are solo, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. But Christian Lewis is another guy that's the third best. He's 6 foot, 201 pounds. That's a sophomore. 33 tackles, 23 solo, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 interception. The other defensive lineman that's returning is Ronald McCorn. That's 6'1", 224 pounds as a defensive lineman. And he's a sophomore. 11 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. Another defensive lineman or 2 is Elijah Hills and Joseph Greeny. And they do not return their starting kicker or punter from last year. The only other guy that punted the ball last year is John Apolko. That's 5'11", 162 pound kicker. That's a freshman. 8 punts for 296 yards. Like I said before, what Albany's going to do is run the ball. That's the main thing they're going to do. You got to shut down the run and make them beat you through the air, which I know is going to give some tests to the secondary to like an unproven in terms of returners. But I feel more comfortable, and you could try to stop the run with 4 or 5 guys and just play prevent, and they're going to see what they're going to do. Offensively, you got to take care of the ball because you do not want them to hang around in this game. You got to finish drives. What I'm going to look for is how good is our offensive line is going to be. Like, I think they're going to dominate. I just want them to create some holes for the running backs and the running backs to run through them. Because I want to see how good our running backs are. And I know part of it's going to be the skill competition. Size competition. It's different in terms of size. And possibly even a little bit of quickness. But I will also say, I want to see how good they are. The group as a whole. As well as the wide receiver core. Because you've got to find a way to stretch a game vertically. And I want to see how well they're going to try to mix it up with Blake Shapen handing the ball off and then play action. Or straight up pass the ball deep. Or even to a tight end like Ben Sims or Drake Dabney. So, and of course defensively you want to force some turnovers in this game, as many as you can. So it's not really rocket science. You just can't sleepwalk in this game, because I know Nebraska kind of did that after their onside kick. I know it's a different situation here, but I mean, there's no need to sleepwalk against a bad team. You can't overlook them for BYU, because BYU is the next week. You got to win this game, protect your home turf, and show them you're not going to beat us at home. And show them how tough you are on both offensive line and defensive line, and you got to limit the penalties on both sides. Because and of course the injuries as well. Because in this game, let's just try to get the game out of reach by halftime if possible. And then play your second string so you could have your backups get some reps. So you could rest your starters for the following week. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. It's going to be 400 subscribers or more by the end of this year.